Hopping right into the first page, which says, create a refusal. Choose one page's instructions in this book to ignore. Indicate your refusal by cutting out the instructions void box and attaching it to the page that you wish to refuse. And the page I wish to refuse is this one. Create a record of your week. Answer each of the following questions every day for a week. Why do I not want to complete this page? Number 1, I don't have time to fill this out every day. Number 2, I won't remember. Number 3, there's not much creative space to do anything, so I don't want to do it. I grabbed some red paint and I started filling in the instructions void so I could cut it out later so that it would be red, and then I started to paint the edges red as well, and then I also started painting out the word void multiple times. My whole idea with this page was to make it look like I had one of those word stamper things and I just stamped the word void multiple times onto the page, and the red paint is actually ink. I don't know why it's everywhere, but it is. And then in the instructions void box, I did the stamped void.
Oh my gosh, I don't know how to spell.
After I overreacted on my spelling error, I continued writing AKA no with an angry face. Not totally sure why I decided to do that, but I did. And then it was time to cut out the instructions void box, and I was low-key, high-key struggling because the book kept trying to close on me and I had to keep it open, so I was holding the book and the scissors really weird, but I did end up getting it out. I was going to glue the void box on the words, but I also still wanted to be able to read the prompt, so I ended up putting it a little bit below, and then I started to do the same thing I did with the refusal page to the page that I refused, because what else was I supposed to put on this page? I don't know. Where it asked, what did you eat? I put paint. And then another question asks, what was one random activity you did? And I put yes. And then it says, what was the best part of your day? And I put not school because I do not like school. The words in the void box didn't stand out as much as I wanted them to, so I rewrote them with a silver marker.
Louie, I know you want to sleep and cuddle, but I can't cuddle right now. You're so cute. I can't cuddle right now. You're sweet. But please, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to let you go. You're so cute, you little sausage fart. Look at his butt. Louie, I love you.
Back on the refusal page, I fixed this little mistake with a piece of tape and then drew a star in the empty void box space. It was mainly for my rule, but
why she built like that? Okay.
So to match, I drew a star on the page I voided, and then I signed both of the pages. I made a realization that the star is now on the other page, but oh well, it's done now. I like the idea of these two pages with the stamped look of the word void, but I'm not quite sure if I portrayed that very well. But it's fine, it's done now, and it does in fact look like I did not want to do this recording of my week page. So moving on to the next page, which I am struggling to find for absolutely no reason. There we go, finally. It says, create a dedication. Dedicate this page to something. Write about it, draw it, attach pictures of it here, and then there's a space for you to write your name and the thing you're dedicating it to, and I'm dedicating it to my grandma. I have this gold paint, and I started to paint the page with this metallic paint because my grandma absolutely loved everything gold. I featured her in one of my videos, but sadly she passed away a couple of months ago. So that is why I decided to dedicate this page to her. I brought in this sketchbook, and I think this sketchbook was actually hers at one point, so I find that kind of funny. But I drew in these boxes so then I can fill them with things that she enjoyed or just things that my grandma did and just, I don't know, things. In this first box, I am writing a story that she told all the time. Every time you mention pets or a dog or a cat, this story would be brought up and she would tell it all over again. I think it's important to mention that she had dementia, therefore didn't remember already telling us the story. So basically, when my grandma was younger, she had a cat with little white paws named Boots and a little fluffy dog named Snowball. Snowball had 5 puppies, and she always had 5 puppies. She lost all the puppies one time, and she walked in one day to see that the cat was nursing the dog, or something to that sort. I feel like the story changed all the time and it started not to make sense. We heard this story so many times. Anyway, I started to sketch in the second box, which was filled with paintings, because if you haven't seen the video where I feature my grandma, which you should, she was an artist and painted all the time. And this third box has crossword puzzles because she did her morning crossword all the time. She also played the violin, hence why there's also a violin in the fourth box. And then I went in with the outline. On this crossword one, I ended up taking a red marker and writing the word Greek. This reason is because when I was younger, I spent the night at my grandma's house, and every morning, she would wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning to go grab the newspaper to read it and do her morning crossword puzzle. I woke up, walked out there, she was doing her crossword puzzle, and I was trying to help her, even though I had no idea what most of these words were, but she was confused on one of them, and it had to do with a Greek god. And me being the nerdy person I am, I was able to answer that one crossword. I still suck at crossword puzzles to this day. After I finished coloring each of the boxes, I ripped out the page and began cutting out each of the boxes to glue them into the book. Now that they were all cut out, it was time to arrange them onto the page. Once I figured out what I was doing, I glued them into the book. And then my camera fell, sort of.
Wow! I did not realize that happened.
What is up with me and overreacting in this video? Next, I started to paint in the saying, "Jack of all trades, master of none," because my grandma insisted that she was a master of none at all times. Just a master of all trades.
Master of none.
I then tried to paint in this flower because my grandma liked to paint flowers, but it ended up looking like a demon, and then I just continued messing with it, and I don't know what came of it. So I decided to add stickers to try and fix my mistake. And I got to this point, oh, my nails are painted, and I still did not like it, so I brought in my scrapbook junk journaling supplies and started to just add things to the page to hopefully make it look better. My grandma also liked scrapbooking and anything crafty, so it works. I added some tiny sticky rhinestones, and then I started to draw in some cheetah print. My grandma absolutely loved her animal print, and I always associated her with cheetah print, so I just added a bunch of that everywhere, and I think I got a little carried away, but hey, I like it. Then I brought in this sticker book that I got at the dollar store to see if I could find anything in there that I could put on this page, and I found Sweetie, which she called me all the time. She was really the only person who could call me that. And then I took one final sticker and wrote her birthday and then the day she passed away and stuck it over the instructions. Love you, Grandma. Now it's time to protect the page with some Mod Podge, so that is exactly what I did. And here is the completed page. My grandma lived a long and full life, and I am glad that I was able to dedicate this page to her. And the final page that I am doing in this video is this one. Create a family. Draw, attach, or assemble an image of a family. I've actually had an idea for this page long before I even had to create this book, but I have finally been inspired and motivated enough to do this page. And at this moment, I could not find my crayons, and the crayons are very important for this. But conveniently, this crayon melting project I did a while back recently fell off the wall and some of the crayons came off. So I just pulled off the rest of the crayons, and this painting will become useful later in life. Next, I brought in my watercolored pencils and began coloring in a sky and a ground. I don't particularly enjoy using watercolored pencils, but they were useful for this page. And besides, the goal here was not to be perfect. I purposely wanted to make it look messy and like a child had done it. Well, technically I am a child, but like I'm talking about a small child. Now that we have ourselves a good old crunchy piece of paper, it's time to bring in the crayons. Crayons or crayons? I don't think it matters, to be honest. My whole idea for this was to make it look like a kindergarten or elementary school child drew a portrait of their family. So we have a brother, a dad, a dog, a mom, a baby, and a sister. And I labeled each one of them because that is what a small child does, and here we are. So we love this beautiful work of art. Oh crap, there's no star on the page. Give me a second. Now there's a star on the girl's dress. We're gonna sign it in crayon. I have a love-hate relationship. Bringing the book back in. And sealing the entire thing with a nice coat of Mod Podge, and here is the completed page. This is definitely different from what I usually do, but I kind of liked feeling a little childish and drawing stick figures with crayons. But that is all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed coming along with me as I filled in 3 more pages of my Create This book. I've been really enjoying doing these pages, and I hope you have been enjoying watching them. And I also hope that you have a fantabulous rest of your day. Bye!